guys, and welcome in. This is Lucky with Lucky Sevens Tarot. In this video, we're going to be discussing the characteristics of all 12 zodiac signs. This should give you a little bit better insight as to how each zodiac sign fits into your natal chart, because you're going to have characteristics of each sign. So I encourage you to watch this video in its entirety. And then at the end, put in the comment section what signs you feel like you relate to the most based on the characteristics described. In order to understand the zodiac signs, you must first understand the solar system. What is the solar system? Well, solar means related to the sun. Planet Earth is spinning throughout space, orbiting the sun along with the other planets. They all revolve around the sun, hence why we call it our solar system. However, on a deeper level, we know that words have power, and much of the power they carry is hidden in plain sight, but oftentimes overlooked. Take the word solar, for example, and sound it out slowly. Soul, hour. Extracting the words, you can see our soul system, meaning on a deeper level, our solar system is our soul system, a system designed to unlock the meanings of our souls. Astrology focuses on the movement of 10 planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, the Sun, the Moon, and Pluto. Most astrologers understand that the Sun is a star and the Moon is a satellite of Earth, and Pluto is now considered to be a dwarf planet. However, the Sun, the Moon, and Pluto still play a huge role in our planetary system. Earth is not used in astrology because it is from our vantage point. However, it is also a planet. What is the zodiac? Well, the Earth has a circular path around the sun, as do all the other planets. This path is what astronomers call the ecliptic. Centuries ago, astronomers divided the ecliptic into 12 equal sections, with 30 degrees in each section. These sections are named after the constellations that was closest to it. Every person in the world with a birthday has a natal chart. The natal chart is circular and has all 12 zodiac signs within that natal chart. Where the planets are within your natal chart will determine who you are and how you show up in the world, and a lot of the things that you experience. Your natal chart is as specific and detailed to you as your fingerprint. Each zodiac sign is associated with a specific planet, and that planet is considered to be the ruler of that zodiac sign, and it influences the way that sign functions. However, it is important to note that the zodiac signs Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pisces all have two rulers: their traditional ruler and their modern ruler. Let's discuss the first sign in the zodiac, Aries. Aries' planetary ruler is Mars. It is a fire sign, cardinal sign. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac wheel. It's about pioneering and initiating and leadership. As the first sign, Aries is impatient and goes through with determination and motivation to get things done, which makes them great at starting things, but they oftentimes struggle with completing them. As the first zodiac sign, they're considered the child of the zodiac. This sign often acts on impulse rather than knowledge and wisdom. Aries is an adventurous, daring, and bold zodiac sign, known to be passionate, demanding, and bossy. The drastic action to dive right into anything they deem worthy gives Aries a reputation for being fearless and enthusiastic. Ruled by Mars, Aries can be confrontational, assertive, competitive, and aggressive. They can quickly react out of anger or frustration and with an explosive temper. However, they are typically able to recover relatively quickly. As the children of the zodiac, this sign is centered around self and can come off as selfish or self-centered. This gives them great leadership ability. However, that same quality can be offensive to some. Diving a little deeper into the mind of a child, although Aries seems confident in most situations, their Achilles heel is their deep seated insecurity that causes internal and ultimately external conflicts and competitiveness. Think of a small child going potty for the first time and how a parent must validate and celebrate that child in order for them to feel certain they're doing the right thing. Aries have a need to feel celebrated and validated by people they value in order to feel sure of themselves. They have fear of failure and being perceived as weak. Aries are doers with a ton of self determination and blind optimism. They are charismatic, energetic, and brave with an enthusiasm that is able to inspire others to take massive action. When an Aries enters your life, it is a physical representation that your life is beginning a new chapter that requires some movement to motivate change. Taurus. Taurus is the second sign in the zodiac wheel. Its planetary ruler is Venus. It is an earth element and a fixed sign. The sign of Taurus is practical, dependable, stubborn, and determined. With Venus as its ruler, it is known for being sensual, materialistic, and possessive. Taurus tends to have a regal quality and enjoys the finer things in life. This sign is very kind and generous, but they don't like to share what belongs to them. Instead, they will give so that everyone has their own. Taurus is known for indulging in the luxuries that life has to offer, oftentimes making them appear lazy, but they prefer to work smarter, not harder. They tend to make great professional connections and understand the value of their time. This sign is very intelligent and has a natural magneticism. They are practical, thoughtful, and dedicated in their friendships, although they may not fully trust anyone. Taurus Achilles' heel is their propensity to be possessive and jealous. Once they've made up their mind about something, this sign will dig their heels in. Their strong will and determination can easily turn into stubbornness and an unapologetic viewpoint because they are a fixed sign and resistant to change, as change is uncomfortable. And this sign is all about comfort. Another downside to the Venetian energy influencing Taurus is that they can be self indulgent and vain beneath their kind, reliable exterior. Their materialistic nature can cause them to be superficial or shallow. Taurus natives can be extremely critical of themselves and others by passing judgment without considering different views. They tend to enjoy a good debate, but can become argumentative like a teenager when challenged, and this can lead to hostilities. When a Taurus enters your life, they are often a physical representation that you must learn how to work smarter, not harder, teaching you the lesson in valuing your time over everything else. So take notes. The third sign in the zodiac is Gemini. Their planetary ruler is Mercury. They are an air element and a mutable sign. The sign of Gemini is known for its curiosity, communication, and duality. Gemini is a versatile sign, able to be flexible and see multiple sides of a situation or circumstance. Gemini is expressive, social, and adaptable. Natives of Gemini usually love to learn new things and have many natural talents. However, they tend to get bored or stretch themselves too thin with juggling so many projects and have difficulty completing them. Their friend groups tend to be a melting pot of different types of people, as Gemini can usually get along with anyone. Ruled by Mercury, mental stimulation and communication is extremely important to this zodiac sign. They're quick witted, funny, and love to share their thoughts. New skills come easily to Gemini, and they are natural chameleons, able to fit in well in any crowd, which can be viewed by some as two faced or inauthentic. However, this is just their true versatility. Their minds are constantly moving, and they tend to have excellent and direct communication. This makes them great storytellers. This sign is unpredictable, spontaneous, and hates monotony. Some of the darker influences of Gemini are a tendency to gossip, But with so many different friend groups, they tend to know a little about a lot of different people. They tend to be uncomfortable dealing with emotions because they try to process or reconcile their feelings with their mind. So they can be emotionally avoidant or come across as emotionally detached. It's not that they don't feel emotions, they actually feel very deeply. However, they use their minds to try and make sense of their feelings, and typically, this is not a good mix. When a Gemini comes into your life, it is often a physical representation of a need to learn how to communicate better and be versatile. The fourth sign in the zodiac wheel is Cancer. Cancer's planetary ruler is the moon. It is a water element and a cardinal sign. The Cancer zodiac sign is often associated with home and family because of its traditional and sentimental nature. With the moon as its ruler, Cancer is well known for its intuition and emotional fluctuations because the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. Cancer natives may appear to be reserved or standoffish, as shown in their animal symbolism, the crab. But like the crab, under this tough exterior, they're often nurturing and protective of those they care about. Cancer is a maternal, domestically orientated sign that loves to create safe environments that feel like home to them. This sign attracts people through their intense loyalty and emotional depth, but can sometimes be overbearing, bossy, or controlling if they aren't careful. This sign tends to be deeply compassionate and understanding. However, it is not easy for them to be vulnerable, and they tend to adopt a passive aggressive personality. Cancer natives are likely to be caregivers in their family dynamic, as it gives them a sense of pride to take care of the people they love. Crabs avoid conflict by walking at an angle, and the same is true for Cancer natives. They are likely uncomfortable directly addressing conflict, but their claws are always out just in case. When Cancer withdraws, it is usually into themselves because that is where they feel the safest. One of the Cancer's toxic traits is that it's a sign that can dwell on past wounds, and this leads them to adopting a pessimistic attitude. Their feelings are easily hurt, and oftentimes they take on other people's problems as their own, which can be very stressful for them and cause them to complain chronically. But they do feel a sense of satisfaction in being of help or assistance. One of Cancer's biggest fears is being alone without their home or who they consider to be family, feeling exposed. The fifth sign in the zodiac wheel is Leo. Leo's planetary ruler is the sun. It is a fire element and a fixed sign. The Leo zodiac sign is regal and known for being in the spotlight or grabbing the attention of others. This sign is generous, self expressive, playful, and dramatic. Leo natives are important to themselves and tend to prioritize their needs. They're assertive and tend to thrive in leadership positions where they are their own authority. They are lovers and extremely charismatic, but can come off as selfish or arrogant at times. This sign is creative, brave, and optimistic. They are protective of those that they love and loyal friends with a quick temper. Leo natives are natural born leaders. They are take charge, hardworking, and creative. They're naturally independent, energetic, and passionate people who take pride in their appearance. They tend to be quite sensitive, prideful, and possessive. The sun, Leo's ruling planet, never goes retrograde. This fact makes Leo stable and consistent. They're highly ambitious and can become impaired by their easily bruised ego. They're known to shine. Even if they don't like a lot of attention, somehow attention gravitates to them. They have a strong need for admiration or to be celebrated by others. They have many natural talents with exceptional intelligence and great wit. This sign enjoys words of affirmation and physical touch. Leo's downfall is their tendency to be too prideful or jealous. They tend to have a deep rooted fear of underperforming, letting down the people they love, or not being worthy of admiration. And this can cause them to be people pleasers or to settle for less. Leos do not do well with constant criticism, and this can lead them into a downward spiral. Some actually say that Leos like a lot of attention, but the truth is that Leos have a desire to really be seen, and not being seen as in public eye, but for their soul to be seen, for someone to see into them. The sixth sign in the zodiac wheel is Virgo. Virgo's planetary ruler is Mercury. It's an earth element and a mutable sign. Virgo is efficient, organized, reliable, and critical. Virgo natives tend to have high expectations and standards for themselves and others, as shown by their symbol, the Virgin. This sign is helpful with others as long as they're willing to help themselves. They are known to be frugal, but this makes them good managers of their money and resources and not wasteful. They are the overthinkers of the zodiac and therefore analyze every detail. With Virgo, the little things do matter because they are detail oriented. Some would even describe them as perfectionists. This sign is modest, hardworking, patient, and intelligent. They have very strong opinions and can often be worrisome or dissatisfied due to their high expectations. Virgo is never afraid to improve upon themselves, and they make great supportive friends. It's in their nature to be a practical problem solver and make things more efficient. Virgo natives tend to put extreme pressure on themselves to perform and deliver. This is a very blunt zodiac sign and thrives off honest and clear communication. The seventh zodiac sign in the zodiac wheel is Libra. Libra's ruling planet is Venus, an air element and a cardinal sign. The zodiac sign of Libra is the champion for diplomacy and the desire to keep things fair and in balance, as shown by its symbol, the scales. This sign has a considerable amount of charm and likes to maintain peace and harmony. Libra has an innate ability to see both sides of any debate, which makes them very logical and likable. Libra natives tend to be very social, fashionable, creative, and affectionate. Like Taurus, also ruled by Venus, Libra has a strong desire for luxury and comfort. This air sign is clever, social, romantic, and fair. They tend to avoid conflict or use their charm to de escalate it because they don't like anything that disrupts their peace. They often compromise in the face of conflict to keep the peace, but this behavior gives them a reputation for being a people pleaser. However, Libra natives have an explosive temper when they're angry and are not afraid of conflict. They simply prefer not to engage in it. Libra considers multiple viewpoints and perspectives, and therefore they may struggle with being decisive. They're quite literally the devil's advocate. Libra tends to be friendly, offering advice and a listening ear to others. However, their motivation to be well liked by others can put them in compromising situations that make them seem manipulative, especially because they like to gossip and instigate. Libra's downfall is their frail ego, self doubt, and impatience. They tend to look for validation and approval from others to support their ego. This lack of trust in themselves and need for approval makes them easily influenced by others. The eighth zodiac sign is Scorpio. Scorpio's planetary ruler is Mars and Pluto, which are fire and water elements. They are a fixed sign. The Scorpio sign is known for its willpower, intensity, and passion. This sign rules over the sexual organs in the body, so its natives tend to have a strong, passionate sex drive. Ruled by both Mars and Pluto makes Scorpio incredibly powerful and extreme in nature, magnifying everything they do. This is the most fearless sign in the zodiac, using strategy and determination to accomplish its goals. Scorpio overcomes challenges by the use of sheer willpower. The intense Pluto energy gives them the power to transform, adapt, and change themselves while coming out better than before, no matter the circumstances they face, much like their higher octave symbol, the phoenix. Scorpio's downfall is their desire for complete control and power. This always draws out the dark side of Scorpio, revealing their secretive, obsessive, and highly vindictive nature. This sign can become extremely jealous and resentful, holding a grudge longer than any other zodiac sign. Scorpio tends to have a magnetic aura, and their mysticism draws people in. However, it is their extreme caution and lack of trust that keeps people away. They have a deep rooted fear of abandonment and betrayal, with deep emotions that fuel their passionate nature. They are wise and extremely observant. They're protective of the people they care about and flirtatious. The ninth zodiac sign in the zodiac wheel is Sagittarius. Sagittarius's planetary ruler is Jupiter. They are a fire element and mutable sign. Sagittarius is a zodiac sign most notable for their direct approach, curiosity, and optimism. This sign is independent and honest. They're lovers of freedom and philosophy. Sagittarius natives are adventurous and risk takers. They tend to possess a friendly demeanor with a lot of energy and curiosity for life. Sagittarius is flexible and adaptable to any situation, which is represented by their symbol of the archer, half man, half horse, or centaur. Ruling the thighs and the body, they tend to be athletic in some capacity or have a love for sports or healthy physical competition. Their need for change and constant quest for knowledge makes them great entertainers and highly creative. Ruled by Jupiter, they tend to throw themselves into everything they're interested in until something else interests them. Sagittarius natives are effortlessly magnetic and charismatic. Their comedic sense of humor and playful personality draws people in. This sign is highly intuitive, guided by their desire for truth and understanding to perceive the world around them with clarity and depth. They are deeply compassionate and empathetic, wanting to see the good in people, which can oftentimes cause them to be taken advantage of. The downfall of Sagittarius is their sharp tongue. They tend to be brutally honest without regard for others' feelings at times. This can give Sagittarius a reputation for being arrogant and cause issues with those they encounter. The 10th sign in the zodiac wheel is Capricorn. Capricorn's planetary ruler is Saturn. They're an earth element and a cardinal sign. Capricorn is best known for its hard work, ambition, and discipline. This dependable zodiac sign thrives on safety and security, preferring the tried and true methods to accomplishing their goals. Capricorn natives tend to age gracefully or appear older when they are younger and younger as they mature in age, known as the Benjamin Button effect. They're goal driven with a strong sense of responsibility and practicality. They're extremely self aware, which makes them prone to judgment of themselves and others. Their deepest fear is failure and rejection, giving them a deep seated feeling of masked insecurity and self doubt. They bank their self esteem on their accomplishments, career advancements, or material gains. The downside of a Capricorn is their propensity to be pessimistic and tendency to look at the negatives of a situation before the positives, likely due to their ruling planet, Saturn. Saturn being the planet of karma, Capricorn natives tend to experience strong karma for their actions throughout their life, usually starting early in childhood. Saturn moves slowly, taking 29.4 years to orbit the sun. This gives Capricorn incredible endurance, patience, and perseverance to overcome the obstacles they face. This sign takes life seriously, but as they age, they tend to become more playful, childlike, and experience more joy. With a heavy hitting planet like Saturn, the father planet, as their ruler, it is important for Capricorn to always act with good intentions. The father is a protector for Capricorn, and as its protector, when Capricorn is done wrong, Saturn dishes out karmic consequences to that person. However, that does happen in reverse when Capricorn does something wrong to another. Capricorns are leaders and they must do their best to be fair, or their need for control may cause Capricorn to push others away. The 11th zodiac sign in the zodiac wheel is Aquarius. Aquarius planetary ruler is Uranus. They're an air element and a fixed sign. Aquarius zodiac sign is most notable for their intelligence, independence, and originality. Aquarius has an altruistic spirit, oftentimes responding to others with kindness and understanding. But it is a rebellious zodiac sign, also known for its ability to detach and be inflexible. Aquarius natives are original, opinionated, and forward thinkers. They do not like authority and prefer to march the beat of their own drum, oftentimes creating disruption. They are trendsetters with independent minds and strong intuition. Aquarius is a highly creative zodiac sign with great innovative and analytical skills. Aquarius natives are clever, progressive, and assertive. The downside of Aquarius is their ability to emotionally detach and become stubborn. They prefer a practical approach rather than allow emotions to lead them. Aquarius has a deep sense of compassion for humanity and a desire to contribute to society with passion for what is best for the collective rather than the individual. They are generally very social and make friends easily, offering new perspectives and insight. Their intellectual mind is unmatched because they have a deep thirst for knowledge, making them unconventionally intelligent in progressive areas of life. Their deepest fear is losing individuality and not being able to be their truest self. The last zodiac sign in the zodiac wheel is Pisces. Pisces' original planetary ruler is Jupiter. However, their modern ruler is Neptune. They're a water element and a mutable sign. Pisces' zodiac sign is intuitive, compassionate, emotionally sensitive, and imaginative. This sign is highly creative, loving, and adaptable. They tend to have dual personalities, opposite of each other, and be conflicted between fantasy and reality, which is represented by their symbol of two fish swimming in the opposite direction. On one hand, Pisces is a gentle, kind, and romantic zodiac sign with great empathy for others. And on the other hand, they're prone to self pity, self victimization, and pessimism. Piscean natives tend to be idealistic, impractical, and indecisive. They are generous, self sacrificing, secretive, stubborn, and delusional at times. Pisceans are subject to addictions of all kinds due to their strong desire for escapism and avoidance. They often struggle with anxiety and difficulties setting healthy boundaries for themselves and others. They tend to avoid accountability and play the martyr. While they are friendly, they do spend a considerable amount of time in their own world. They do hold grudges, but are also forgiving, tolerant, and generally go with the flow. However, in their duality, they are moody and quick to anger. Some would call them passive aggressive. They have a tendency to perceive criticism as a personal attack and have poor conflict resolution skills that are often displayed in their spiteful or revengeful behavior. Their extreme sensitivity can be dangerous when they are consumed with emotion and lack control. They can become assertive and emotionally explosive. Pisces zodiac sign can be materialistic, usually having a flair for luxury or expensive taste as a form of self care, and can easily get carried away with spending if they aren't careful. Listening to all 12 zodiac signs' characteristics, what signs describe your personal character? Let me know in the comments section down below. And if you're interested in more videos like this, I encourage you to join us on Patreon. Please make sure you guys hit the like button for me. I appreciate that. It does help support the channel and let me know that you enjoyed this video.